that's really close to my face. I don't know, it's weird. If I move it back anymore, it'll fall down and it cracks. I'm screwed. Okay, anyway, so I'm going to talk about what is our topic, basically. If that makes any sense. I have seen these videos literally all over Facebook there, but they're only about one thing, and it's bullying or suicide. I don't really understand why, because there's self-harming, which really does tie together with suicide and bullying, but there's also eating disorders, and there's so many other things. So I'm actually going to split this video up in 3 things, and it's going to be eating disorders, self-harm, and then suicide, or eating disorders, bullying, and then suicide and stuff, and ways to deal with it, and just a message from me to you. And basically, so let's start. The first thing I'm going to talk about is eating disorders, because I'm not going to say that they're the least important, but I'm also not going to say that they're the most important, but not as much people struggle with them as they do with bullying, because bullying's literally an everyday thing. So, yeah. I can hear the cracking from upstairs, like the bed, like from where like the bed squeaks, not like bad or anything, but just like when people sit on it or move on it, it's horrible. I hate it. It's so scary. Anyway, so eating disorders. I think that teenage girls definitely go through a phase, but I also think that some teenage boys may go through the phase as well. But I mainly hear teenage girls like my age, 13 to like 16, going through a big phase where they think that skinny is perfection, and it's mainly because you see them on magazines, you see models, and I literally wish that they would ban them and use plus-size models for a full year. Honestly, that is probably my biggest dream, is to have a plus-size model for a full year. And I feel like I'm not trying to offend anyone if you're naturally skinny, basically. I'm also not trying to offend anyone if you're naturally bigger, because I have naturally skinny friends, and they're all literally beautiful, and I have naturally bigger friends who are also really beautiful, and I think that there's not really a problem. Now, I honestly did go through this phase, and it was last year, and it's still into this year, where I thought that thigh gaps and hip bones and collarbones were gorgeous, and they were life, and if I didn't have one, then I was horrible, and I wasn't good enough, and, you know, that kind of phase. And I think, like I said, I think a lot of teenage girls go through it, but it literally breaks my heart when I'm on Tumblr, or I'm on Facebook, or Twitter, or Instagram, or basically anywhere out in public, and I hear people talking about it, about having an eating disorder, or I hear about it, or I look at it, or I see it, or I witness it. I think it really breaks my heart, because they go through a lot with that, and it's actually very unhealthy. Like, you're screwing up your health every time you do something like that. It relates to an eating disorder. Like, I know a few things that could happen if you forcefully vomit, which is called purging. That your insides, I love how I sit up straight for that, like the insides of your stomach basically will like expand, and eventually it'll kill you. Also, a few other things that could happen is your teeth will like rot and decay. I think that's the word. I don't even know. That is really, really unhealthy, and it breaks my heart. And also, if you are someone, or you know someone, then literally your body, if you don't eat, because I know that's a big part in like anorexia, is like a bunch of it's like, I have like a hair like sticking up, it's like starving yourself, then you actually don't really lose any weight from that. Your body goes into starvation mode, and it holds on to any fat inside your body. Normally you'd have to work out for that to work, and you'd have to eat really, really healthy or very little. Starvation never works on its own, because it just holds onto your fat, and it actually will make you gain some eventually. When you go back into eating, it'll make you like gain more fat and calories and everything. So I think that's a really big thing. Another big thing that I really just want to sit down with every woman, girl, man, I think it is. It's man and teenage boy that has an eating disorder, and literally tell them, you really can't choose whether or not you have a healthy thigh gap. Like, if you don't have a thigh gap, if your body isn't shaped to have a healthy thigh gap, that thing on that TV is bothering me so much, then you aren't gonna have a healthy one. you can't really change it. The way, I believe this is right, I'm not quite for sure, but the way your pelvic bones, which is like your hips, I believe, are shaped determines whether or not you're gonna have a very like healthy thigh gap, or if it's gonna be like really unhealthy. And I know that you can sometimes like work out and basically starve yourself maybe to have a thigh gap or something. You can do something relating to your health in an unhealthy way to have a thigh gap, which is really horrible. And I honestly think that you're gorgeous whether or not you come in a big package or a small package, and I don't think it's fair that people get judged for that. Okay, so since that was 5 minutes long by itself with me getting distracted like 75,000 times, then we're going to start on the next topic, which is bullying. So some reasons that people bullying are probably, one, they don't feel good about themselves, so they're insecure. Two, they don't have a good home life. They're beaten or they're bullied at home, anything really. Or three, they just have way too much free time in their life, and all three of them are not okay. Like, they're not fine. If you witness bullying, I'm sorry, but you disappoint me so much if you're not going to say something to the person bullying, or you're not going to go and report it to an adult or something, because that's not okay. What if that was you? What if that was your best friend? What if that was your sister or your brother or someone who meant something to you? Like, that's not okay. That's not. If you would stand up for them, if it was your best friend being bullied, or your brother or your sister, and so on, or someone who means so much to you, then you should do it for a random stranger that you see on the side of the road. Honestly, that's my thought. And if you don't, you're a heartless person. I think that some things you can do if you're being bullied is definitely stand up for yourself. I wouldn't say hit the person back, call them names back. I mean, you can become a bully yourself, but I would recommend not doing that. And I don't see why people have a problem with like other people. Like, I know like a big thing's probably like your sexuality today, and I know that bothers me a lot when people want to like run their mouth about it, because it's stupid. Like, it doesn't matter. The person isn't affecting you, whether the way that they look, the way that they act, maybe, but that doesn't really like remove yourself from them. And I think if there's someone telling you that like bullying you, you just need to remove them from your life. You need to pay them no attention, because eventually they should stop. I think I've only seen it in TV shows and on movies that people actually get bullied by one person from like 2nd grade to 12th grade. Like, I think that's so false. I think that's so stupid, so not true. And I raise my eyebrows like every single time I talk or look up. I go, like, stop. Anyway, so I think that, you know, you need to remove yourself from the situation. You need to go tell someone. You need to do something about it, because that's not okay. You really obviously don't deserve that, because chances are you did nothing wrong. That person has too much free time in their life. And I think that if you yourself are a bully and you know, then you need to do something about it. You need to stop. You need to apologize. You need to try and help. You need to become friends with. You need to, you know, go get help. If you can't stop, you need to get help. And if you are being bullied, you need to get help as well. You need to report it to people. You need to tell a trusted adult. You need to tell someone about it. Like, that's not okay, because eventually it'll eat you. It'll eat at you, and it'll bother you, and it'll turn situations worse. You'll hurt yourself. You'll hurt someone else. I don't think that's okay. That's never okay. The next one is probably suicide and bullying and self-harming. And I think that honestly, I try my hardest to help people who are bullied and self-harmed. I hate witnessing it. I hate seeing it. I hate hearing about it. I hate everything about it, because it's just such a horrible thing. You know, I heard from a cutter themselves that it's like smoking cigarettes. It's addicting, and it slowly kills you. Basically, I guess that's true, because I don't know. I mean, you know, clearly it probably is, and I think that's horrible that someone has to refer to it as smoking, and it's a really, really dangerous habit. If it becomes a habit, like, they're right, it could kill you. Like, it could hurt you like really bad. You could bleed out and die. You know, something could happen horrible. You can hit a vein. I don't know. Something bad, bad, bad could happen, and I don't think that's okay. I don't think it's okay that people are gonna bully you, and for one, that's a lot of pain on you, adding to the point to where they've made you feel so bad that you have to do it to yourself. Like, that's seriously not okay. Do you guys hear my stomach growling? I'm like sick. Like, I can't eat. Like, I don't even feel hungry, but my stomach keeps growling, and it's disgusting. Anyway, I don't think that's like okay. Like, if you are someone who's gonna bully someone, you better not let it get to the point to where someone's self-harming. Like, you shouldn't even be bullying someone, like, at all. Like, let me rephrase it. You shouldn't bully someone at all. And if you are, then that's just not okay. And it's not okay that they're hurting themselves because of you and you're not stopping. Like, you can't tell all the time if someone's self-harming, but you can by the way that they act. And for one, like, why would you even bully someone? Like, that's just a hurtful thing. That's not okay. And I think that you're clearly, the person's got too much free time with their life that they have to bully other people, and that's literally not okay. I've said that 75 times in this video, but it isn't. And it's a really hurtful thing that you guys feel like you have to, that you can do that, and that you're good enough to do that, because clearly you're no good enough. You're no much more good enough than anyone else in this world. And anyway, so just out in general, if you are experiencing anything like this, you can talk to me, you can talk to a trusted adult, you can talk to a family member, you can talk to anyone, basically. Like I said, I've gone through all this. I was bullied before. I was trying to think of the word. Gosh, like, what's wrong? I was bullied before, and I clearly went through the phase where I thought that hip bones, thigh gaps, and collarbones are perfection, and that if you don't have it, then you're not good enough. And honestly, yeah, so I will have, crap, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. Anyway, if anyone ever tells you that you're not good enough, they're stupid, they're wrong, I would add an extra word in there, but it's not the best route to go with a video like this. But they're stupid, they're wrong, and it's not okay. Like I've said 75 times this whole video, that it's not okay for people to bully, and they're stupid if they say you're not good enough. Honestly, you just need to say, like, leave my life, you're irrelevant to me, I don't care, like, stop. Because you are, and literally everyone is unique, and that's what makes you perfect. Like, if we were all just alike, there would be at least one person still who would say, oh, I'm still not perfect. Like, that's what people say. And if you know that someone's like that, then you need to, like, pick up the hints, unless you're told. You need to make them feel better about themselves. Like, literally, it's not your job to be their therapist, but it is your job to try, and it is somewhat your job, especially if they're like family member or they mean something to you, then you should help them, you should make them feel good enough. So basically, all I'm saying in this video is that you are good enough, you're amazing in your own way, you're perfect, and if anyone tells you that you're not good enough or that you're not perfect, then they're stupid and they're wrong, because you are. So yeah, that's basically it, and I don't really know how to end a video, so do I just say bye, because I don't know how many people will watch this. So if you do watch it to the end, then peace out, skillet.